Welcome to the podcast with Todd and Tasha. We have another great video for you. Of course, naturally, I'm going to always say our videos are great.
What's up, guys?
We're not in the blue room today, so we're in another room. This video is something that we've been talking about doing, and we want to, well, we haven't been talking about doing it for a long time because honestly, this thing is just coming out again. We want to talk about these mask mandates, possible coming mask mandates, the state of Los Angeles, California. We want to talk about all the stuff that's going on. We want to talk about these smash and grab robberies, these burglaries, all these things that's going on. And quite frankly, Los Angeles is out of control. So we've been out here for quite some time. Of course, a lot of you guys may not know, or you may know that we've lived out here before, and then we left for a couple of years and came back. In total, I think we've been here like 14 years or something like that. But when we first moved out of here, that California, and I'm not saying California was perfect, obviously it wasn't, but when we moved out here, it was much better.
Yeah, it was
Because-
more carefree or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like you didn't see all of these smash and grab robberies and mandate this and everything else, and things just really took a major turn out here. But now I want to talk about this because they're talking about bringing back these mask mandates. Now, we all know what happened the last time the mask mandates were here, that the Los Angeles City Council, even the state of California, imposed on its citizens. Now, this new variant is supposed to be going around, a mysterious variant. The crazy thing for me is that, now I'm not saying that this stuff isn't real, but the crazy thing is how the stocks, Pfizer stocks and Moderna and places like that, their stocks were pretty much down. And I'm not saying like down, where it's super,
In the toilet.
but just, down. But all of a sudden, so flu season is coming around, and all of a sudden, the mandates and the cases are supposed to be, I'm sorry, not the mandates, but the cases are supposed to be on a rise all of a sudden, the cases are on a rise. It's just like somebody walked through the clouds and just said, okay, let's turn up the volume, just like that. And then all of a sudden, all these cases are on a rise for this new variant.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been talk, we'll say, that people, the powers in charge, are in charge of like stocks and all the other stuff, and they just say things, media, the whole spiel, whatever. But well, who knows?
It's just really, it's just so baffling. So, because they said that these cases are rising, so they're requiring people at hospitals, in terms of the hospital workers, to wear masks and to be, vaccinated and stuff like that. Basically, they have to have the jab and they have to show again their card and stuff like that. And I believe actually some of the movie studios out here, the television studios, they're requiring the workers to actually mask up.
Oh my goodness. I
Excuse me.
honestly, okay, I'm not saying that this is not, quote, real. All I'm saying is the mask mandates, the way that they do it out here is just like, I'm not ready for it. It's just they do just way too much out here, in my opinion.
But here's the deal as far as these masks, and I just want people to just really use common sense. Honestly, I want people to really think and use common sense. If the mask really work, why take the jab?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the mask gonna do? What is the mask really gonna do? And the thing is, and I talked about this before in other videos, is that when I worked in the hospital and even in the ER, but in nursing period, that we were required to be fitted for what you call the N95 mask.
Mm-hmm.
And N95 mask just totally means that it's 95, it's supposed to be 95% effective. So they had to
Right.
put this like bold thing over it and spray like this aerosol can. And the rule of thumb is if you can taste it, get this, like if you can actually taste the aerosol, then that means that the seal is
It's
not
not,
on whatever.
yeah.
So you have to be fitted for a certain size for the mask. So working in different isolation rooms in the past where there people had like different diseases and things like that, airborne, you had to wear certain type mask and fitted outfits and goggles and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
respiratory. And but this is supposed to be so bad, this new variant or variants, that they're saying again, wear these masks. What is it gonna do? Because if again, if it's really gonna stop people from catching it, what's the point of again these jabs that's going around?
Well, here's the thing. I was at the pharmacy and there was a gentleman that was in front of me. I was waiting for my whatever I was getting, I don't remember. But anyway, I was waiting for my stuff and there was a gentleman that was in front of me and he was there for a jab.
Hmm.
All right. So he was there for a jab. They pulled up his information and they were like, "Oh, sorry, sir. You can't get another jab." And he was so devastated. He was like, "Well, why not?" He was like, "Well, you're good. He's like, you're good. You have all your stuff, your jabs, your in between jabs, whatever the case may be. So, you're you're 40, whatever he was, and so you're good. They're the only requirement or only way that you can get it is if you're at risk or like, obviously meaning compromised immune system." And so the guy was devastated. He was like, "Oh no, 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 because my neighbor, we're got our stuff around the same time and now she has COVID. So I need another jab." And so they were just trying to explain to him, like the other lady came over, the pharmacist, the head pharmacist or whatever, and there, he was just like, "Yeah, because apparently he's out of his own mouth. He was like, it's apparently the last one is not working or is wearing off or something." And they were just like, "Well, sir, sorry, you can't get another one." And he was just like really trying. He's like, "Well, is there anywhere else I can go?" And here's my thing. Like, I'm not, again, this is not poking fun at anybody. I just honestly was just so confused because I'm like, if y'all got it around the same time, she still got it. Like all of this stuff is supposedly working or supposed to work or whatever. And out of his own mouth, he was like scared it's not working, whatever. This whole thing about masks and this and that or whatever the case, it's like, what gives?
Exactly.
I just feel like something is just not adding up here, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah, something isn't right. I meant to actually pull up some stuff because there was this thing that I found out about where they it just proved basically how they control the masses, whatever they control and put stuff in your mind to, like, for example, to where, okay, so you go to places like there's mask mandates and you go to places and you realize you don't have your mask and you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot my mask. They're trying to, they program your mind and make it to where it's part of your everyday life. For instance, like, okay, women, there's a lot of women like Tasha leave out the house and like, oh shoot, I forgot my earrings.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the lines of that. But they control people. Like, I just really want people to again think that I'm trying not to get in trouble, but I believe we are being controlled. We're under control of a higher source. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And again, masks do not work. Masks do not stop. Again, if it really truly stops the thing from going around,
Mm-hmm.
why are people still getting it?
All right.
Again, if masks work, why are people still getting it? Oh, well, it's supposed to slow down the spread. It's supposed to help slow down. It doesn't slow down jack nothing. It doesn't. So anyway, moving on here. So what are we going to do here? So if they start locking everybody down because there's even in other places around the world they're talking about lockdown and stuff like that too. But
Oh
what if
my
they start locking
gosh.
down us again? So what are we gonna even do in terms of lockdowns? Like what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So
I no.
because that possibly, it can come now, it can come in the future because this thing is, here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Every year, you're always going to hear about a new variant coming. You're gonna people the news. This is why it's good not to watch. It's good not to watch the news
Mm-hmm.
because the news basically does a lot of fear mongering. They always tell you, oh, well, there's a new this, there's a new strain, there's a new that, this and everything else. Be ready. Oh, the cases are up. Always telling you all this bad stuff, period. Always telling you this bad stuff to get you just so scared and fearful and everything else. But you can't allow yourself to fall into that trap. So now I want to jump back to another issue in terms of the mask. So you have criminals, they're using these masks. So it really opened door. I'm not saying criminals weren't using masks before, but they're really using these masks and stuff now.
And that's the thing I was thinking about too. I was like, okay, everybody. I'm not trying to laugh like that, but
Mm.
I'm like, okay, everybody's masked up. Like, you can. Who? How are you going to identify if somebody's like actually doing something? And that's exactly what's happening. Like,
Exactly, because people come in the store with a
and
mask,
it's
and
no
you'll
big
think this is
deal. You just
exactly.
think like, oh yeah, they're just whatever. And there's like robbing a place.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy because you can be standing in line. It can be like a robber right there, with a mask on. Everybody has mask on, and then all of a sudden he pulls out a piece and starts, So it's really it's opened up the door to like a lot of things. So California is really out of control in terms of all of these robberies, and there's so many smash and grab robberies. It's just absolutely crazy. There's organized theft rings going on. They're robbing Nordstrom's, all these places. You see what happened in San Francisco. So in San Francisco, they just closed down their mothership, flagship Nordstrom stores, place that
Yeah.
you and I been to, and it's
Yeah,
really beautiful. I mean, this place
it
has
was.
like
Yeah.
so many levels.
Mhm.
Over there at the Westfield Mall is absolutely gorgeous,
Mhm.
but they've been having a major problem of being burglarized. People come in there and they ransack the place and just tear the place up, and they steal jewelry, they steal clothes, everything. They're running out the store, jumping in the cars. They've been getting a lot of that. So that's the reason why they are closing or have closed their location in San Francisco, their flagship store.
Yeah. Downtown San Francisco is going downhill,
Yeah, it's really bad.
and LA could be right behind it because it's just all over California. It's just absolutely ridiculous with these smash and grabs. It's just too much.
And the thing is, and I'm going to kind of get deep with this, and I realize that there's probably going to be some people that's going to disagree with me. I don't know. But my opinion is the sole source, or I should say, no, let me say a huge source, a huge reason why this crime is out of control is because Democrats are running the city. Now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get political on you, but I'm just being honest. Democrats are running, and the state, of course. And I'm going to tell you why. The Democrats, their policy is crime reform. Okay, so they don't believe in really penalizing, locking people up for crime. So here in California, here in Los Angeles, I think the threshold is like $1,000 or something like that. So you can steal any amount of money, any amount of items, as long as it's under $1,000, it's just maybe considered a misdemeanor
And
if
here,
they go after you.
I
But
was gonna
most of the
say,
time, they don't
they're
go after
not
you.
even going after, and these people are not sitting there with a calculator calculating up like, oh, I better not steal more than $1,000 worth of stuff. Like,
Exactly.
come on now, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really, really crazy.
Oh my gosh. Like literally there, if you see videos, maybe Todd can insert some, I don't know. But these people are going in the store and they're like shopping but not paying.
And they're casual about
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So no. Just like
Just dropping stuff in their bags and everything.
it's
Just,
ridiculous. Like they are not sitting there like, oh well, better not steal more than $1,000 worth of stuff. Oh please, give me a break here.
yeah, it's
It's
just
ridiculous.
totally out of control. So they're soft on crime. The DA we have here is soft on crime. Again, people go and rob stores, still, they don't even go after them. And the people that who they do catch, even criminals, period. I know, police officers. I know one particular
Mm-hmm.
police officer for the, LAPD, and he was telling me that police officers are frustrated because they go through all what they go through and they arrest people, and then they go to court, and the judge basically is drilling the police officer,
Mm.
basically really drilling the police officer like the police officer is on trial, trying to make sure that they really have a valid reason for arresting this person who's done all of this crazy criminal conduct, all this crazy criminal deeds in the criminal
Mm.
world. And
Wow.
then all of that, and the judge lets these people off. The police officers for the LAPD are telling me that the judges, they let these criminals off.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy out here in California. Absolutely crazy. Worse than it was before. And I hate to say this, but well, for one, I'll say this. I was offended. I used to be offended, and I used to feel a certain type of way when I would see all these videos of all these people robbing Nordstrom's and CVS and all these places, Nike and robbing in Nike in Long Beach and here in LA, all these places robbing the Apple Store. And I would see videos, and I would look in the comment section, and people in the comment section will literally say, "We already know who's doing this stuff. We already know what race of people these are. Black people. You seen the video? All these
Mm.
black people just tearing things up, robbing, stealing." I used to feel, like offended, like, "Oh, why are you talking about black people?" But you know what? I realized that I see why. I'm sorry, no offense against anybody, but every time I see these videos, for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
it's always majority of black folks. Majority of black people. They're stealing, looting. Look at Chicago. All those teenagers in Chicago just
Mm.
looting, going to the movie theater, fighting downtown. I mean, these jokers downtown Chicago, jumping up and down on top of cars, and pulled this one couple out of the car and was beating them up and doing all sorts of stuff.
Mm.
Teenagers, black folks. Again,
Mm.
I know it happens in other groups, but why is it that for the most part you always see black people doing this type of stuff? So anyway, back to California. Los Angeles, California is out of control with the whole homeless situation as well. So with the smash and grab robberies, all the thefts, the homeless situation, you always have these politicians who say they're going to do X, Y, and Z, but nothing even gets done.
Mm.
And you would think that Los Angeles being the third largest economy, the third largest economy in the world, who's number one? New York is no. Tokyo is number one. New York is number two, and Los Angeles is number three. You would think by Los Angeles having the third largest economy or the third richest city in the world, they would have a clean city. This place would be clean. It wouldn't be a big homeless situation. Things would be more under control, better under control, but it's not. The state
Mm.
of California right now, guys, if you're thinking about moving to California, is really not the best. The state of California right now is not where I would hope it would be when we came back here at all. Does that mean we have regrets for moving back out here? No, because quite frankly, the whole country is a hot mess right now. The whole country is a hot mess. So the other issue is that you have, again, I want to get back to these policies again, that you have this border crisis going on. You have all these illegal immigrants coming here, being shipped here to California. Texas is shipping them out over here to California. So, but the news will tell you what the news will whine and cry and say, "Oh, Texas is sending all these migrants here to Los Angeles. How disrespectful! Why would they do something like that?" But here it is. Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. Remember back how California made all these cities a sanctuary city, saying, "Oh, forget President Trump. He doesn't want migrants coming in here. He wants to keep the borders, this and that." Trump said he does not want people coming into the country illegally, and people were so against that. Like, what? They should better come in here freely and this and that. But that's always been a policy. The U.S. policy is that you have to come here legally. There's certain documentation and requirements that you need to meet to come here. I even know someone who does documentation for people to come here to get the citizenship status and things like that. But so President Trump was saying, okay, we need to secure the borders. Let's not let anybody into your house. Again, you have a home. Would you just let anybody into your house without even knowing who they are? You want to put them through a process. One of your friends may say, hey, I want to come over tonight. I have so and so, and you're like, who is this person? I don't know who this person. You want to know who this person is. You don't want just anybody. If someone's coming over to your house, period, you want to know who that person is. That's how it is with this country, that we want to know who these people are. It's not that we don't want people to come in here into this country, just do it legally. Mm-hmm. So all these illegal immigrants being shipped here to Los Angeles, but they're crying, and this is a sanctuary city. But you want to cry about all these illegals coming here, but you made this a sanctuary city. You said in your own words that this is a sanctuary city, that we're open to everyone. We're open to migrants, immigrants all over the world. So now when they're coming here and they're flooding the city out, you want to cry.
The end. I mean, there's nothing to say after that.
We don't have anything against people coming in from other countries. We don't have an issue with migrants and people. We don't have an issue with anyone. Just do it legally. That's just the whole thing. Do it legally. But so now things are really out of control. So now the city has to take care of all the people who are coming here illegally, financially, when they can't even take care of the people that are homeless.
So they can, but they're just not doing it, basically.
So it's just a big hot mess right now. So again, let's kind of do a recap. So you have the talks of the mask mandates coming back, where they were going to require you to get the jab once again. But Joe Biden said that another thing is coming out from Pfizer. Another jab is coming out from Pfizer and all the other places. And you have to think too, like, okay, all of a sudden we're kind of coming up with another, vaccine for people to take, another one. Just that fast. So who are they experimenting the stuff on just that fast to actually say, hey, this stuff works? You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't.
Who are they experimenting stuff on to say that, oh yeah, it works.
Right.
It works. This is safe and effective. You know what I'm saying? So again, let's recap this again. So they're talking about bringing back the mask mandates, and we know about that. They're talking about again requiring people to get the jab. Then we have the smash and grab, the burglaries, the follow home robberies. We have all of this, the theft rings going on in Los Angeles, the homeless crisis. It's just out of control. All this stuff is out of control. The city is like really dirty. LA is so giant that it's almost like multiple cities within the city of Los Angeles. Tasha even knows too. It's like all these different cities. We've been in so many different parts of the city where we're like, is this even Los Angeles anymore? Because it looks like a totally different city. You have some parts of the city where it's absolutely beautiful. Then you go right across the street, it looks like a war zone. Then you
Mm-hmm.
go next door, it just is like, oh, a little sketchy. Then you go to another part, oh, really sketchy. Then you go
Mm-hmm.
to another area, wow, it's rich out here. And then you go to another area and you're like, duck, 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 you know. So yeah, Todd and Tasha here, Todd and Tasha podcast. I hope you guys, I don't know, enjoyed the
Enjoyed the
video.
video. Let us know what you think down below if you are a resident here or if you've ever been thinking about moving out here. Let us know what's going on in your mind in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah,
And
let us know what you think of first the whole mask mandates. If you think that, do you believe that wearing a mask will actually help? Do you believe that mask will actually stop this new variant from going around? Like, are your thoughts? And again, tell us what's going on in your city.
yep, what's going on in you guys' city? We want to know that too. So Todd and Tasha here, and we'll see you on the next video.
We're out of here.